Hello, my name is Owen, and welcome to a quick review of The Running Man by Stephen King. What I want to do is give a brief overview of the book. It's about tiny things that I liked and tiny things that I didn't like. Jumping straight into it, this is a Stephen King book originally written under the name Richard Bachman. It follows a dystopian future, near future America, where basically the only way poor people can get any money is they participate in like sadistic games that get them maimed, injured, or killed. And our main character, Ben Richards, joins a game show where he is on the run for 30 days. And if he survives, he gets $1 million, not entirely sure. Recently, this did come out with a new movie adaptation, which is the second movie adaptation. Evidently, not good at all. So that's two movie adaptations where no one's liked the film. Complete bomb at the box office. But I kept seeing the ads for it, and I really liked. I just finished Misery recently, a couple weeks ago. So I was on a Stephen King grind, and I had a copy of this book. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well read it, right? Maybe if it's really good, I want to see the movie. I don't want to see the movie, according to reviews. But I did enjoy the book. I would say, compared to other Stephen King books I read, this felt the most pulpy, kind of like action pulp book. And I actually really enjoyed that change of pace. And I did some reading just about like Stephen King writing as Richard Bachman, and kind of like his idea behind that, like why he wanted to do it. And one of the reasons, like other than the main reason of like seeing if he could sell books under a different name, is I think that he wanted to try out some new genres a little bit, rather than kind of stray a little bit from his classic horror. And this really felt like a change of genre. It's kind of sci-fi, but it's more like dystopian, and it is just pure like adrenaline action, very, very pulpy, very, very surface level. I mean, it's making some commentaries on capitalism and American society or whatever, but it's really about like how is Ben Richards going to survive when the entire country is hunting after him. And I really just had a lot of fun with it. It wasn't too long. This edition is like just under 400 pages, but the pages are like so small, and that's nothing in general. Before we start talking about the plot again, I have to say this. I think this size of book might be my favorite size of book. I know no one asked for that information, but it's like the pocket edition. I think a lot of publishers call it like the pocket edition of a book, because like you could theoretically like shove it in your pocket. I think it's a little big for a pocket unless you have a huge pocket. But in general, like these small compact books, it's just so nice because like I've been carrying around like the Wheel of Time paperbacks, but they're like this big. I'm like, you can't easily fit it in a bag. You can't just whip it out. Not easy to hold. It's kind of too floppy. And some other times too, like you'll get a edition like this small, but if it's like a big honking fantasy book, it's like this thick, and the edges are constantly cracking, and it's gonna fall apart at any minute. But for the amount of pages that this was, the size of it, so easy, so easy. I almost prefer this size over like a nice hardback, because hardback has the same problem as those floppy big paperbacks, right? Except like, oh, the quality's higher, so like you make up for it in your head. I think this is my ideal size of book. Anyway, I digress. Back to the book. I would say in general, this is like my favorite parts of this book were like kind of figuring out like, logistics is the wrong word, but like the logistics of like someone actually trying to survive in this world. When this game show company, this entertainment company is like the most powerful entity on Earth, and they have incentivized the entire world to snitch on you, to help you get captured for their own monetary gain. How would you escape? And one thing that I thought was like clever with it, I'm like, okay, surely you just go straight to the woods and like just hide underground. Like, what are the odds they check that portion of the woods? Well, they kind of like add a stipulation where he has to like constantly be mailing like vlog video check-ins so they can air it on TV and have TV content from his perspective. So by that way, he can't just jump off into the wilderness because he has to keep constantly checking in with the real world. Is to figure out a way to get those to the post office. And they say that they don't track him, but the whole time he's like, okay, they definitely track me through the post office as well. So you can't stay in one place for too long. And just kind of like the logistics of that, like that seemingly impossible scenario, like how does he get out of that? And then also too, one of the things I enjoy, even though it is kind of pulpy action, Stephen King is a master of character work. I thought Ben Richards was like a good level of like intelligent, clever, gritty, and like kind of like a badass in his own way. There's not like too much like punchy shooty action like there is in like the movie trailer, I feel like, but he's very clearly like he grew up poor, and I feel like in the beginning they kind of introduced him as like, oh, he's kind of a bum, he can't hold down a job, but then they kind of expand that it's like, oh, it's just because like he hates authority, right? He's just kind of like a don't mess with me kind of guy, but he's also very smart and very clever to do the things that he does, like his plans and putting them in action. He feels very clever, but it also feels kind of realistic to like what a normal person would have the capabilities of doing. Like he's not crafting like super booby trap gadgets to like catch people. No, he's just like being smart and really thinking things through, and it's really entertaining him trying to solve this huge problem that is his new life. And some of the side characters he meets as well. It would be very easy for this book to be just like a pure like silo because like he can't trust anybody, but there are some people that he does get to trust in this book, and to wide ranges of success, which is also very interesting as well because you kind of get the human condition of like other people that he meets. Like one of the early advice, and this isn't too big of a spoiler, one of the advice he gets before he starts the game is like stick by your own people. Everyone else is going to try to rat you out. And like the interactions with the people that he meets that help him, the ones that end up betraying him, the ones that like begrudgingly help him, that begrudgingly betray him. You get these all kind of perspectives of these different people. And I feel like it's very realistic. If this was the kind of world we live in, you would encounter all of these people. There'd be some people that would just be straight up nasty, trying to turn you in to get the monetary gain. Some people do it begrudgingly because they need the money, but like, dude, like you agreed to do this, it's your fault. But also there's people who are like, screw the system, like I'm going to help you out and all that stuff. A lot of great variations of that, I would say. And then really like just because of the nature of the book and how pulpy it is, like there isn't really too much to say like in terms of like the themes. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Like it's about like this company who's basically monetizing other people's suffering, right? And like how these people are technically agreeing to be in these competitions, but it's only because society's been structured in a way where this is their only choice to feed their family and to live, to survive in this new America. But I would say in terms of the ending was another thing where, first of all, without spoiling exactly what happens, the way it specifically ended, I'm like, no way in a million years this is how the new film ends. Just with the context, you'd know if you read it. But I was satisfied with the actual events, how they played out. They are kind of obvious in the fact, in like, if you were reading the concept of the book and had to guess how it ends, there's like maybe 3 variations. It's one of those 3, but it's a satisfying ending. Like you get what you wanted out of it. And for a book like this, when you're kind of having fun, it's a quick paced read, you're having fun the whole time. All it really has to do ending wise is just make a little bit of sense and just be satisfying. And it definitely hits the mark on that one. So other than that, not too much else to say. Not the deepest read you're ever going to get, but in general, I want to be reading more pulpy, fun action books. It reminded me when I read the When the Bow Breaks, the Kellerman book. That was kind of like a pulpy mystery. And I just enjoy books like that where it's just like, it's just purely a plot. You know, sometimes you don't, because I'm reading so much and my favorite books are all like these very deep character explorations, theme explorations, really heavy stuff a lot of the times. But it's just kind of just fun just to get some pure fun plot in there. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't see the movie. Don't waste your time, evidently. And read the book instead. It is a lot of fun. And I'm going to seek out some more plot-focused action, shorter books I can read. So if you have any recommendations for those, I'd happily take them. But be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more like in the future. And as always, thanks for sticking around.